You're watching this video if you are a little bit ahead of me. This is about community ecology. By the time you're done with this video, you should be able to identify the parts of the predator-prey relationship, tell me what a keystone species is, and why they are important. Just a quick review. Ecology, remember, is all about interdependence. We have food chains, food webs, trophic levels that really show how every living thing is dependent on something else. The higher up you go in the trophic level, the less energy there is available. That's why larger organisms like us that are very high up on the food chain have to eat a lot of stuff in order to get our energy. Organisms depend on nutrient cycles to survive. We have the carbon, phosphorus, water, and nitrogen cycles. Community ecology is focusing on just the biotic factors and the interactions between the living things in an area. So we're going to delve a little bit deeper into that in this section. In a community, we have many different types of interactions. One interaction is predator-prey. The definition of predation: an individual of one species, the predator, eats all or part of another species, the prey. In this case, we have the lion and the zebra, which are pretty obvious to most people. But you might not think that zebra eating grass is also predator-prey. It is. Prey have many adaptations to increase their survival. One thing is camouflage or blending in. So the flounder is in all four pictures. The fourth one at the bottom right, it's kind of hard to see it because it does a really good job of blending in. Mimicry is copying. And there's a couple different kinds. Two kinds that are the most common are called Batesian and Müllerian. Batesian mimicry is the top picture. You have a harmless species that looks like a harmful one but actually isn't. So I don't know if you have ever experienced them, but they're these little bee bugs. They look like bees, but they're not, and they're really annoying. They have that yellow and black coloration as a warning, but they're completely harmless. Müllerian mimicry is when two or more harmful species mimic each other. Predator-prey relationships help keep a population in balance. So I'll show you a graph shortly that goes between the lynx and the hare. Natural predator-prey relationship. Imagine, if you have a lot of hare in an area, then there's more food for the lynx. Since the lynx has a lot of food, it's healthy, it's robust, its population is very high. As the population of the lynx increases, more and more hare get killed, so the population of the hares decrease. When there's not enough hare, there's not enough food for the lynx, so the lynx start to die off. When the lynx die off, the hare are not killed, they're allowed to survive better, they're going to increase their population size because there's not a lot of lynx around to eat them, and so on and so forth. This creates a cycle. So you can find these graphs all over the place. Here's a good one. I know you can't see the label at the bottom of the axis, the x-axis, but I'm pretty sure that you can tell it's the year. On the left y-axis, we have the size of the hare population. On the right, we have the lynx. And you can see how the cycles of these two populations are connected. When there's a lot of lynx, the rabbit or the hare population starts to go down. As that decreases, the lynx start to die, and then the hare population can increase, and so on and so forth. Interconnectedness. Many communities have what's called a keystone species, and this is a predator that has a very important role in that environment. If you change that keystone species, so if you take it away, it's going to affect many other populations in that area. For example, sea stars. Sea stars eat mussels and sea urchins, and mussels and sea urchins have very few other predators in the coral reef environment. If you take away the sea stars, then the mussels and the urchins are going to just explode because there's nothing else stopping them. If they start to become explosive and there's so much overcrowding of mussels and urchins, other species are going to die or be forced to move, which destroys the coral reef community. Interdependence. Now we're going to do an activity that kind of models that predator-prey relationship. So if you're ahead of me, just keep on working ahead, and then we'll do this activity together. If you were absent when we talked about this information, then you're exempt from this lab. It was a fun one though, so sorry that you missed it. Now that you've seen this video, you should be able to identify the aspects of the predator-prey relationship and tell me what a keystone species is and why they are important.